Hey, how you doing? This is Freddy Rodriguez.
And I'm Wilmer Valderrama.
And the Dos Amigos podcast. We're here with Terry Crews. And we just started the story about a puppet show. I want to hear the story about the puppet show, man. What's this puppet show?
It was wild because Wilmer was doing this puppet show, Hollywood puppet show.
Yeah.
And first of all, I love animation. I love puppets. I love the whole thing. And I said, oh my God, like I have to do this.
Yeah.
I get the invite to tell a story.
Right.
And they basically animate this story using puppets.
Yeah.
And it was
Live?
genius.
Yeah.
And they're like marionettes.
Not live,
like they were like real,
yeah.
detailed, amazing.
But
like,
the heads really look like the people.
it
just
was
saying,
me.
Yeah, it was,
I took a picture with it, and I had my suit on and the whole thing, and it was like, oh my God.
We gotta find
never
out where those
seen this.
puppets
Where-
are,
where-
by
where
the
is
way,
it?
because those puppets are around. You know, we
What
should.
was it- what
Did
was
you
it
ever
for?
take your puppet? You should.
I
do
couldn't
it.
take. No, I didn't take it.
Okay, I'll find it. I'll find it.
Tears,
I'll find it.
like worked so
They're
hard.
in my
for
personal
it.
shrine
I
of
wanted to
humans.
Snatch it. I did. I did.
Below the speakeasy.
So
Basically,
Yeah,
we
what was it?
built this show. I thought, oh man, you know, it'd be really fun if like all of us have this crazy story,
Right.
that we've never told before. And the idea was that we use marionettes to bring that story to life,
Yes.
right? So we would basically design all these marionettes, and every notable friend who came to tell the story, we would do a replica of their face into a puppet. So it was called the Hollywood Puppet Shit Show.
It was.
And it was so fucking funny. Like, and I had so many friends, like our boy Steve Aoki,
Yeah.
you know, like it was Joe Jonas and Gina Rodriguez, and like we had everybody come and tell the story. It was so funny. It was just so
it
random.
was genius.
Thank you.
It was
It was
genius
cool.
idea, man. Because you could listen. Whatever you can't say in real life, you can get away with puppets.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it
You're
can go
forgiven.
anywhere.
You're
It's
forgiven.
so
You're
funny.
forgiven.
It's
bro.
wild, man. This is how even when you look at the South Park guys, they got away with that
Yes,
in the movies
right,
and stuff.
yes,
And
yes.
you put it in puppetry, you're
Yeah.
like, stuff you
Yeah.
could never ever say.
Yeah.
So, but even though it was like VH1, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was
So
Visual and Fuse. It was like syndicated on all of them. It did really good. People loved this show. It was
great.
very cool.
And
It was
the
very
story I
What
told.
story did you tell? Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
the story was it was one of the most horrendous periods of my life. Like, I had just moved to LA, and what was crazy is that I was, I retired from the NFL.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a superstar. See, a lot of people think, you were in the NFL, but
Right.
I was on the end of the roster. There's like the last 10, 15 guys on the roster, they're holding on, man. We got the NFL minimum. And what happened is I would play 1 year and then get cut and then sit out. So that money had to last for 2 years. And then I'd get picked up and then all of a sudden I'd play again and then get cut again. And so it was a really, really, again, me and my wife were going through all of it. But this was a wonderful part of the story is that when I met I'm gonna give you a little background. When I met my wife in college back it was it had to be 80, probably 89. No, 88. And I looked at her, and we were dating, and we were trying to get interested. And I said, look, first of all, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to play in the NFL, and then I'm going to move to LA, and we're going to make movies.
Oh,
Are you with
even
me?
back then.
I called her, and we were outside of a Wendy's. I'll never forget. She was like, that's what, I'm down, babe. Let's go. And I was like, cool. After there was a point when I had come back from a tryout with the 49ers and I broke my finger and I was so like done. Like there was a moment I was like, no more, like football, it's not in me anymore. Like the energy, but I loved entertainment. And you have to understand, I didn't want to come out here to act,
Right.
which is crazy. I was trying to get behind the scenes.
Right. You were trying to make movies.
I had a movie that I shot with my boys in Detroit that was terrible.
Yeah.
And we were getting kicked out of locations. I lost all our money. And I said, this is the best thing in my life. Like I'm energized by this horrible experience. It's energizing me. I was just working. And I knew that's what I needed to do. But so football was leaving me. And then my wife looked at me, she said, remember when you said we were gonna move to LA and make movies?
Yeah.
She said, let's go.
Wow.
And when she gave me that green light, bro.
You had permission to do it.
You
were-
understand when
yes,
your girl
100%.
was like, she said, babe,
yeah, we're rolling. Let's go.
babe, did you say that?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. I'm standing, yeah. Because football hurt. She said, wake up, put your chin up, wipe your face, and let's go. Let's get it. We loaded everything we had into our Nissan Pathfinder at the time.
Nissan Pathfinder.
Remember those? Wow. Like, it was hot until it wasn't, you know? You talking about the wheels were falling off that thing. Yeah. But we loaded our 2 daughters at the time. Wow. They were little baby girls. We have 5 kids now. Yeah. Moved out to LA and didn't know a soul. But my whole thing was like, I'm gonna take this little edit that I had of this little piece of stuff and I'm gonna get investors. And I just want to do that whole, Spike Lee, Robert Townsend, work it from the bottom up. You know what I mean? Independent, that energy. Man, went out here and went broke. Like broke, past broke. And what was happening, we got this duplex in Burbank, and this lady who we rented it from, she was crazy. And we caught her coming out of our apartment. We had just rented it, and we caught her coming out of our apartment.
After you were living there?
We already moved in. We had been there for like a couple months. And she comes out, she heard our car pulling up, and she run out of the place. It's a terrible little spot. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm checking on something.
Oh my
God. And then she's just behaving erratic. She's going nuts. And then my daughter is drawing on the sidewalk. We caught her the next day. My daughter's drawing on the sidewalk with chalk.
Chalk, yeah.
And she comes over, you don't do that on my chalk on my sidewalk. And she's going nuts, man.
How old is your
I don't
daughter?
know where she's from.
Bro, that's
it
what
was
a
the
sidewalk
weirdest
is
accent
for.
of all time. Like it was like, I don't know if it was Ukrainian
or a little kid.
What?
Too,
and she's yelling at my little baby, man. And I'm going, okay. And then, now I'm doing security now. Because it's not working out. I'm just doing security on movie sets. And if I did security on next Friday before I ended up in Friday After Next.
No, I didn't know that story.
Right. I was doing security.
On the original Friday?
No, the second Friday.
No,
we shot that all the way up in, that was up in Santa Clarita, where they were in the cul-de-sac and the whole thing. And I was standing out there, and Cube would park his car. Now, it wasn't real, I wasn't like a bodyguard. I was like security. Like, the cars are there, you watch that thing and don't move, 12 hours. And I was just like, but I would be writing my little ideas. I had my little stuff, and I was sometimes I do all these, it was cast security, which was these casts that, they kind of had a stranglehold on the industry. And I became one of their main guys because they were like, people started to request me. And so I'm coming back from the security gig and I'm finding out they're yelling and the whole thing. So she's yelling at my daughter. I decided to go over to the lady's house. And I said, look, because I already caught her in a couple things. I said, look, don't come over to the house anymore. Like I knocked on the door and that was my job, to just tell her that. I said, ma'am, please just don't come over the house anymore because I can't afford to get out. We have no money. So she says, what the hell? Get out of my place. And then she goes, duh.
What? No, man. Dude, come on.
Spits in my face.
Get out of here, man.
Oh.
That's crazy.
And I'm like.
First of all, like what? You understand that the type of individual that you have to be for that to be an instinct, like an instinct in you to be like, oh, this is how I'm gonna handle this. Blah. It's like you have to be. I mean, I'm gonna spare the names, but you gotta be something so, like, just ugly inside for you to go to that. The most like that's just like the craziest sign of disrespect. Like it doesn't get more disrespectful than that. Like
it doesn't. Like. I'd rather you kick me, punch me in the face.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
But the spit is like, you spit on the ground. You spit on someone you hate. You spit on someone's grave. Like the name of the movie. Yeah. But to spit in someone's face, you're telling them that you're worse than nothing.
Wow.
And dude, and this is another thing, because what I was going through at the time, I didn't know we were gonna make it. I didn't know what was going to happen.
It's the most vulnerable time of your life.
Bruh, I had the NFL. It's over. And I'm going, uh-oh. I saw all the big things and bright lights, and all of a sudden I'm down in a little duplex in Burbank with my wife and 2 kids, and we're struggling. And I'm going by the hour, like, oh my God, like, will I ever see something again? Like, you don't. It gets to the point where you don't even want to. You don't want to
say it out loud to your lady.
And stress.
Yeah.
I was having acid reflux, and you're just wondering, like, in LA, it's hard and cold because they don't know you. And you got to go through at least 3-4 years of bullshit. Like, people talking junk and and no, meaning no.
Right.
So I'm just, and all this, and then they get this. And I know I can't move. I know I can't afford it. And I'm like, now if I beat this woman, the first instinct is to be like,
if I whoop that
you know
ass.
what I mean? Like, now I'm in Burbank, which is a whole nother animal.
That's right.
Like, everybody know in LA, Burbank police is different than the other police. You know what I mean? Burbank police, they're that old white guy with that coming in there with that whole 50s attitude, the 50s haircut. And they
Portos is community outreach for them,
You see?
Portos is how they get the community outreach.
It's Jordan Portos. It is.
With the potato balls.
That's what they think they hang.
Yes.
You can't hang because you have bolillos, bro.
The papas rellenas.
Papa rellenas, or you think you can hang because you eat papa rellenas?
Portos is it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? And dude, I knew they would put me under the jail. Like, there's nothing I could do. So, dude, I wiped my face. And you're talking about having to think, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I went, okay. I remember wiping my face. I didn't say anything. And I just got back in the car and I went home. And I said, babe, and I came home, told my wife, I said, and we called the police. I said, call the police, honey. I said, this woman spit in my face. This is crazy. Dude, wait. The police were there in 5 minutes. And I went, whoa. I said, wow. I said, we just called you. They said, no. She called us on you.
Fuck.
I went, what?
Come on, man.
She said you attacked her. Now, man.
Now that got just 3 levels, 4 octaves even more intense.
Bruh. Now, I'm a big black man in Burbank. They came in with their hands on their guns. Because I'm thinking, hey, you're here already. And they're like, hey, yeah, we're here because she called on you. And I went, what? Whoa, what? She said you attacked her. I said, we're here to arrest you.
Oh, my God.
What?
Huh? Wait. I said, no. Oh. I said, oh, okay. And man, something just downloaded from, I don't know, from heaven. Like God just saw it download. I said, okay. I said, you can arrest me, but you have to arrest her too. I said, because I have a complaint against her. So let's both go to jail. Are we okay with that? And the cops were looking at each other like, damn, he's got a point.
Right.
They said, okay, we're not going to arrest you. I said,
Dude.
This is what I'm saying. Like, if I'd have been like, no, they would be like,
this is the guy.
Yeah. But somehow I thought, it's just, like I said, it wasn't me being smart. It was just God saying, listen, tell him this.
Yeah, amen.
You know what I mean? Like, because you got family, you got people to take care of. This is over. Like, you got, and I see what this woman is doing. So they said, no, we don't have to do that. Because they didn't want to arrest her. I said, but she says you got to get out of here and you're being evicted.
Right.
Oh my God. Worst story ever, man. And so, but then I went to one of those family law places and they said, okay, since she is trying to evict you, the whole thing, you don't have to pay rent anymore.
Right.
I went,
that's right.
It's protected.
Yeah.
I went, what?
It's California
What?
law, baby.
It's California law.
Yeah.
And they said, so you got to wait till they can figure it all out and the whole thing. And we went 4 months trying to figure this all out. They said, don't pay the rent. They said, don't do it.
Right.
And I had it saved up.
Yeah.
Wait, because if you would have paid it, then what?
Well, it's literally because of her complaint against me and the attempt to evict has now kicked in this, and I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for lack of finances. It was some sort of thing.
Yeah.
You had to let the court settle it out.
Right.
And you had to wait for the court.
Yeah.
So don't move. and nobody could literally move, but
Totally.
it was our advantage. I was like, oh my God, like, okay, what's next? And then while we were doing that, my wife was working all these things out, and we need to find another place to live, okay? We need to find, so we had like 3-4 months to find another place too. We ended up moving across the street.
No way.
And this man who just knew this lady was crazy, he was like, hey, I'm moving out. I saw what you're going through with her. Hey, I got a new place. It was beautiful.
Bro.
It was gorgeous. And when I was like, he said how much it was. And I said, I can't afford that. I can't afford it. I said, damn it. I said, I can't afford it. And he said, what can you afford?
Come on, man. Come on,
Dude, I'm getting
man.
choked up.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm getting choked up. There, I knew them tissues. Damn it.
Yeah, you did it.
guys-
We opened him.
I know we opened.
We successfully opened him.
It's the way you guys looking at me. I'm like, oh man, dude. He said, what can you afford? I said, I can afford this. And he said, I'll take it. And man, me and my little girl, my wife and my little girl, she's in a little wagon. We moving our stuff across the street. And the story I told was the white puppets. To say all that.
We told that story with puppets.
They told that story with puppets, but we ended up, and now I look back at those times, man, because moving out here, man, it was so hard because like I said, I didn't know what was going on, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew we were after this dream. Me and my wife was like, we gotta make it work. So we were so broke. There were times when we would have pizza night. Like me and my family loved Friday night pizza night.
Yeah.
And this is back when Blockbuster
Yeah,
and the
of
whole
course.
thing. And
Yeah.
I used to park outside of Blockbuster, wait for people to bring the movie back.
Yeah. The new release.
The new release. You know, hey, man,
too.
hey,
Yeah, that
oh,
too,
I
right?
used to crazy. Wait, people be,
You're like, damn, I gotta bring it. Wait. You see somebody bring it in the box. You're like,
For those of you who don't know what Blockbuster is, a place where you go and actually rent a VHS movie, but sometimes the new releases, they only will have 2 copies.
Yeah.
So you got to get there, to actually get the movie.
well, man, my baby girls wanted to see the newest thing and the new Disney thing that just came.
Yeah,
So I used to approach people in the cars when they be pulling up. Like, hey, man, you got it? You got it?
Yeah.
They be like, hey, man, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm pulling it. But what would happen is the guy would come out and you see it in his hand. You're like, hey, man, is that the
Yeah,
new
you're
one?
intersecting
And
it.
as soon as he put it in, boom, 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 I'd be like, I want that one.
yeah.
I would be parked out for like an hour or 2 hours to get the hot movie.
That's crazy.
Then we literally would take flour, yeast, the whole thing, and I would make
Oh, you make it
the
fresh.
dough. because
Yeah.
we couldn't afford. Listen,
Sure.
Little Caesars was like $4.99. We couldn't afford that. So we take flour and dough, and I would make the freaking dough.
Yeah.
Then we would put spaghetti sauce, and we knew we had some cheese. And
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, you're speaking so hard to my heart. First of all, I just want to say thank you for telling us that story again. It's not just humbling, but it's also kind of reassuring of all of our stories, right? I mean, we all have a tiny little bit of a version of your story. When we first came to the United States, same thing. We would go to the 99-cent store for the groceries, and like even though I've told this joke before. It's like we couldn't get Coca-Cola, so we get cola. You know what I mean? We couldn't get Captain Crunch, we just get Crunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the point is like somebody was watching this whole time.
Yep.
And somebody was watching, knowing that the blessing was going to change your life. It was going to give you the runway you needed to continue to dream on the level you were, and nothing, anything from there will be coming up.
But see, this is so strange. This is what's so strange. And it's strange. Dude, I've been in the most opulent places in the entire world. The biggest hotel, the best of everything. It wasn't as good as that pizza.
Oh my God,
And that movie.
You're gonna make me cry.
I know, dude. I'm trying to tell you. The movie and the pizza. And me and my little girls, all of us, me and my wife, my little girl, we all just sitting there. And I'm like, we doing it. We gonna make it.
Yeah.
Dude, I again, we've had everything. Now it's like, you get a car, you get a this, you get, and they're like, But man, when you go back, those times were so precious.
It's so important.
So important.
So important to hold up the blessing later. You know
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, and again, it's a precursor. It's the way to these things. You're like, the only way out is through. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not a magic thing. You just gotta earn it. You gotta take these little steps and baby step it. You know?
Yeah.
And
But sometimes God puts you through that to prepare you for the big blessings, because if you're not prepared to handle
You won't be able to hold them.
exactly.
Well,
You know, he
hey,
puts
man.
you through those storms, man. It's called seasons, right?
Yes.
He puts you through a season in order for you to harden you, to strengthen your faith in him. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get too spiritual here. But
No, but that's it. We're all very
that's,
spiritual people
you
here.
know, that's kind of how I see it. You know?
well, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Freddie. Because, dude, one thing I know is that, you know, when you look at when things come too easy, they're just never appreciated. You know what I mean? It's like you know, it's wild because you kind of have to. If the harder the battle, the greater the reward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all. It's like with
That's why the people always say, man, like when they're going through that small hell, you know, they go, "It's something good's coming.
Yeah.
Something is at the end of this road," you know. And speaking of that moment at the end of the road, what was that one moment where you tasted entertainment and you're like, "Oh, I'm about to do this"? what was that
Okay.
moment? Yeah.
Okay, this is what was crazy was there's several different starts to my acting thing, you know, because I wasn't trying to be an actor,
Right.
but I was you know, after security I would bounce. So there was a club in Burbank called Timmy Nolan's, which
Of
was
course.
right on the street.
Of
Timmy
course.
Nolan's. I was the bouncer every Friday, Saturday. Well, actually Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so I would work 12 hours, get off, go straight to Timmy Nolan's, and then work till 2
You
in
ever
the
been to
morning.
Tim and Nolan's?
I don't know if I've been.
It's like a little Irish.
It's a little
place.
Irish spot. It had like a little. I think it had a second story, right?
Yeah, they
had,
did. They had a second story.
and their wings were crazy.
Oh my God,
There was
the
a Mexican dude that used to do the wings in the back.
Listen, you gotta understand. One reason I worked there is because I could eat. They
Oh,
would,
so you-
and they
so
would
you
make,
for free?
they would give you this soup. They like this had this bread basket stew that would be in a bread basket, and you would just. Or now I would get me a steak. They were like, "Here, Terry," and dude, because I couldn't eat all week.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would feel bad. Then they would let me take it home to the
that's
kids.
so great.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Yeah.
Whatever we had to do, I was like, "Ooh, thank you." And I had a little white styrofoam, and I put it in the back of the Pathfinder, take it home.
Yeah.
And but I was at Timmy Nolan's, and a police officer who was on sets all the time. He said, "Hey, man," he said, "I've been doing some work with Billy Blanks." You
Yeah,
know,
Billy
back
Blanks
with
studio.
Tybo,
Tybo,
right?
yeah.
And he said, "Man, they got an audition down in Santa Monica for Warriors for like this new show." And he said, "Would you like to do it?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not an actor, man. I'm not doing that. That's okay." So he said, "Oh, no problem." On my day off, I had one day off, and I just decided I'm just gonna chill out. I get a call from that police officer who became a friend because I was always there.
Yeah.
And he was always coming there. So it was the regulars.
Yeah.
And he said, "Dude, we're having it right now. You have to get here. Like, dude, you could kill this." And I was like, and I look at my wife, I said, "You think I should try this stuff?" She
Was
said,
it
"We
one of
got
those
nothing else."
competition shows?
It
With
was
the
a show called
Yeah.
Battle Dome.
Yeah.
Battle Dome.
Battle
right,
Dome.
right.
If you look at it,
I know
you-
Battle
you-
Dome,
green
dude. I know
Go
that.
look on Google, you'll see it. Terry Crews Battle Dome. It was a show that was American Gladiators
Yep.
on steroids.
American Gladiators.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I tried this thing out, man, and all of a sudden, I went down there. And I'm running circles around these cats because remember I'm out of the NFL.
Right.
A lot of them cats are bodybuilders.
Yeah.
And bodybuilders
can't
are not athletes.
Right. Right.
You can hear the hamstring going. I was like, oh, they just all fell down like all at once.
And you're like, "Choo!"
You might get hit with a hamstring because it was popping like, oh my God, get out the way. These cats never ran in their life. You know what I mean? They're walking on the treadmill.
But they
Now
look good.
Oh, they looked amazing. They were like sprint across it. They're like, ah! Dude, it was, and they couldn't climb. They had a 20-foot rope, and these cats couldn't do it. They were like, they were stuck in the rope. Nothing worse than watching a gigantic bodybuilder stuck on a rope rope. He can't get down. He can't get up.
What's crazy is that their bodies look like they're built to pull and push, but they're not, right? Like they're not.
No.
They can't pull themselves up. It's a really interesting thing.
There's a big difference between athletics.
Where you had both.
And I was an athlete.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't even a bodybuilder at all. Like
But you had the physique.
But I was just, I was ready to go.
Right.
And dude, I'm running circles. I'm going up to the top, bing, going to the top. I'm outrunning these cats. Like, when are they going to show up at the finish line?
You were lapping. You were lapping.
And so the producer and Billy Mike, they were like, dude, this guy, like, and they got my number. I did Access Hollywood at that day. They were like, you're one of the warriors they're looking for. And I was like, yeah, you know, and I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. And I went home and I told my wife, like, wow, that went really good. She was like, really? What? How did it go down? I mean, I was like, babe,
I got interviewed by Access Hollywood.
Access Hollywood. We sat and watched like at 7 o'clock. We waited for it to come on, and right before the prime time, and it came on. They showed a little clip of me, and I was like, "Hey, dude!" And then crickets.
Oh, what?
6 months go by, and I'm back to security. I'm like, I wonder whatever happened to that.
Because it was just a pilot.
Dude, it was. And this is what I found out later. That was not for the Warriors. They were looking for contestants. They had already picked the Warriors.
So if you would have gotten...
So the whole thing was, they went, maybe...
You would have smoked everyone.
So wait, this was also crazy.
He was too good.
They said, okay, I got a call 6 months later. We were freaking out because I was like, oh man, that was really nice. Like, in your mind, you're like, I wonder what happened. Months go by. I get a call that said, we have a callback for that show that you went on. And I was like, a callback? And I was like, and it was a casting agent now. So it was past that little like...
the cattle call,
So they like, we were getting close. We're going to do this. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, what should I do? She said, Terry, be a personality. Just be... Because I didn't know. I was like, what do I... I said, okay. She said, just be you, but be big. Man, I went to Cinema Secrets up in Burbank, got my face painted like Darth Maul. Had makeup going all up into my bald head because I was still bald back. I would shave my head every day because like Michael Jordan,
of course.
So
aerodynamics too. Yes, I got it.
And I got a face, and then I went and got some because Burbank was perfect for these little costume spots and the makeup spots. And then I went and got some space age little strapless. And I was wearing spandex and a little goofy, crazy, like space age wrestler outfit.
Right.
I said, it's not going to be for lack of trying.
Right.
And I looked at my wife. I said, is this crazy enough? She said, you look ridiculous.
That was the barometer right there.
Said, oh, Lord. And I said, it's working. Right? So I'm sitting here, man, and I drive down to Sony. And this is a Sony show. I'm from Burbank all the way to Culver City. You know that journey. That's the journey. Right? My makeup's starting to melt.
Oh, in the car.
Oh, in the car. It's
probably looking more fierce
it's
though.
Hot. I got the windows rolled down, and this was so bad. My tags were bad. And I was just so scared
to get pulled over.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the tags, man. Think about LA, man. They get you. Oh,
and it's not cheap to get that tag.
Anytime a police officer was anywhere, I would go in the other lane. I go on the exit. I go exit. And then come back around. It took me 5 hours to get down there. Because you're like, I just can't afford to get pulled over. You know what I mean? And so I had his car impounded or something. So I get there, man. I pull into the gate, and the guy just cracks up. He's like, He looks at me. I say, hey, man, come on, man. It's a movie studio. You've seen some crazier stuff.
Right.
He's like, man, go in there. He's laughing. I go in there, and there's all these bodybuilder guys. They're like super cool and everything. And they look at me, and they start laughing. They're like,
None of them were painted?
No, they're like,
they're too cool. They're being cool,
we're too cool.
We
went casting, and everybody had leather jackets, and man, I'm walking around my spandex and sweaty. I'm musty by now. I know I had to be musty because it was hot. And I sit there, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, this is it. Like, it won't be for lack of trying. We gonna find out today.
Yep.
I got in that audition, and I just went on. I was like, they were like, and I'm just yelling and screaming, and I'll beat your ass. And I just went big, Hogan.
Yeah.
Dude, I got out of there. They're like, great job. Crickets.
Wait, so how long did it take at all? Like,
Another 3 months go by. Right. You got to understand. I'm going, okay, man, maybe I didn't get it. Because to the point where I thought they were like, we're going to do the show. Let's look at them one more time. And we're not going to go. So I said, they just decided they didn't want to do it. And I'm like, man, babe, but I gave it everything I had.
Yeah.
Right.
I told my wife, we gave it all we had.
Yeah.
Dude, it was 3 months later. I'm coming back from security. I'm actually on the set of next Friday. Now, I don't have a cell phone, right? And my wife was like, because they're calling me like, they called one more time. And my wife was like, I got to wait for him to get home.
Calling the house phone?
And I'm in Santa Clarita, right?
Yeah.
And I've been working all with Cube and him, and I mean, just literally watching his car all day. Like, and I'm driving home, like, well, something's happening. We had one car at the time, so my wife couldn't come tell me or whatever. Yeah. So I'm driving back from Santa Clarita. It takes all day. I get to the barber. She said, babe, they called. They want another meeting with you tomorrow. And I'm like, what?
Wait, who?
Yeah, they're like, they want you to go back to Sony again. So I said, so it's another callback? They said, yeah. So I'm freaking out like, do I have to dress up? They're like, no, they said you don't have to do that stuff anymore. They just want to meet with you.
Right.
I said, okay. And I'm freaking, so I call my supervisor and I'm like, I can't come in tomorrow. Are we okay to I'm making sure I got my job, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then they're like, well, okay. And I'm like, ooh, please. But I had built up a lot of goodwill.
Yeah.
So finally I go take the drive back to Sony. I get in the room and I'm like, okay, who do I have to meet? Do we have to do an audition again? They said, no, Terry, you are one of our warriors.
Oh!
And I'm in a room with like 7 guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's us? Like, I'm gonna be on TV?
Yeah.
And I said, you are? We got a whole plan for you. Your name is gonna be T-Money.
I love it.
You're gonna be a badass Battle Dome warrior. You are on our show.
Did they incorporate any of the thing that
None of it.
Oh, okay.
None of it.
But they knew that you could go there.
They said
you had the range. You had
That's what they told me. They said
yes.
they said when you came dressed like that, we were like, he's our guy.
He knows how to create a character.
He's our guy.
He's an entertainer.
He's gonna go all out.
Right.
And I went, you get, man, I need to set shoes again, dude.
Yeah.
I went home to Burbank and I said, babe, I got a show.
Dude, wait. Don't breeze through that. So you come home, because she thinks it's a callback, right?
Right, she thinks it's a callback.
So then you come home, right? Because you can't call her back, right?
No.
So you come home, you walk through the front door, you look at her in the eyes, and you say what?
Wait, she's been looking the whole time. She's just sitting there waiting.
At the
She
window.
sees the car pull up. I said, babe, I got it. Oh. That's what I said. She said, no. Because it's like after all these months and all this, she's like, what? I said, I got it. I said, what in the world? Like, I'm going to be on TV.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Crazy,
Oh, my God. My wife is a praying woman.
Yeah.
Okay? She's a praying woman. She's like, I prayed for this. I prayed for it. I knew it.
Yeah.
And I said, and it was like, everything changed. Like the day, I remember just laying in the bed like, I'm gonna be on TV. Mm-hmm. I didn't think I'd be in the front. I always thought I'd be behind it.
Like everything's getting rewired.
Yeah, like, oh man, it's a neurological mess right now. Like, cause I can't sleep. And I'm like, what is happening? Knowing, just walking around, like I'm in this grocery store, like one day, like they're gonna know because I'm on TV, I'll be on TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is different.
Did they tell you what you were going to get paid?
Yes.
When you were there?
So not there. No, they told me later. This is when the legal people came in.
Yeah. Here's the contract.
This is the thing. I got $2,500 a show, which is it was like the most money I had seen. Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking. Like was that a discussion that you had with your wife, and was that mind blowing?
Well, they called and told us eventually, because they said you're on the show. They didn't want to even discuss money there. Right. But once they called and they said, this is what we're going to give you. It'd be $2,500 a show, and you're going to do 4 shows a week. So you do 2 on Tuesday and 2 on Thursday. So that was 10 grand.
10 G's a week.
I was going,
A week, dude.
hey man, and
We made it, Freddy. We made it.
I'm coming from $12 an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm coming from $12 an hour, bro. Like,
10
what
G's,
in the world? And I'm like, dude, you understand? I'm
Dude,
like,
you
10
hold your
grand?
babies together. You got them together.
Dude. I'm like, dude, that was crazy. Now,
We could do Little Caesars now.
Yeah.
No more making the
hey,
pizza.
no, I was like, we're going to Pizza Hut. I said,
The
we're
breadsticks.
going to Pizza Hut. You know where they had the salad in the middle?
yeah.
When they used to let you in the Pizza Huts?
Yes.
And you used to get the pan pizzas. I was like, yeah, we gonna splurge.
remember it too well.
We gonna splurge.
We splurged on the pan pizza.
So good.
Hey, go to the garden. Go to the salad bar. Get anything.
Get
Get
anything.
I want
Friday
some
night, we're going to
bacon
Sizzler.
bits.
Get the extra tomato.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
want
Go
some
ahead.
extra bacon bits on mine.
It's so great. It's so great.
Dude, what a life.
Insane.
How
How many episodes did they do a season?
We did 2 years. We did 24 episodes a year. Now, mind you, it was the most physical,
Yes.
most brutal.
Yeah.
They put me in a cage, lit the ends on fire, and the cage rotated, and I had to take on 3 people per show. Like,
All trying to go through you.
dude, there was blood. I went home bleeding every night. But happened.
Right, of course.
I was like, what the hell? It's easier than the NFL.
Yeah.
One guy choked me out on camera.
No way.
Dude, he was not allowed to do this move, but he put me on the choke, and I was like, and all of a sudden the world started getting all dark.
Night.
And he literally choked me out. And then I went to the ref. I was like, hey, I woke up. I was like, he's not supposed to do that. Like, sorry.
It's good TV.
It's good TV.
It's good
Good
TV.
TV.
It's good
Dude,
TV.
but all those other warriors were going down like flies.
Yeah, of course.
They were like, my leg, I can't move my leg. Boom. And they kept bringing in new guys, but I was always there because, again, I was an athlete. I was ready. T-Money. My wife calls me T-Money to this day.
That's great.
So what was the story behind the character? Because you had to build a character. Right?
T-Money was this warrior from Detroit.
Yeah.
And I had a team of 3 triplets. It was Troy, Lloyd, and Floyd Weaver, who were Mike Weaver's brothers, the boxers.
Right.
And they were these 3 triplets that would come, and I had another guy that would hold my briefcase who had all the money. So it's T.
Oh, these are real guys who were with you.
Yeah,
He had
they
a whole,
built a whole entourage.
He's a final boss.
Yeah,
Right?
it was a
Final
entourage.
boss.
Right.
And we shot in the LA Coliseum, which was right across from the jungle. So we would get gang members showing up. What's up? They said, no gang signs, please.
Yeah.
No gang signs.
But they were actors. They weren't athletes. They were actors.
Right. They were
acting with you.
my guys were actually, those 3 guys were real boxers. But they were just interesting. They were triplets.
Yeah.
And it was so they said, and then Michael Hearn, who was another guy who's still one of the
Michael Hearn,
he's one of the biggest bodybuilders out right now.
Yes.
And still, he had 3 the Dom triplets, which were Playboy model triplets, and he was like the golden boy.
Dude, it's all
He
coming
had
back
his
to
own
it.
thing, you know what I mean? And I was from the street, and I had this chain with like a dollar sign.
Yeah,
on
of course.
It, you know. And let
Yeah.
me tell you, man. And I would go in. I would go in so far. I would never let the contestants see me. Right. All the other warriors were walking around meeting the contestants. I was like, nope. I would hide.
Yeah.
Right.
And they said, hey man, where's T-Money? I was like, they were like, hey, you don't want to see nobody.
Right. You stayed in character.
You gotta create that mistake.
Oh, no.
You stayed in
My
character.
whole thing was to get them scared before.
That's
so it'd be
right.
easier, right?
Yeah.
And dude, I was like, it was so masterful because
amazing.
T-Money was badass. He was dangerous. He was a killer.
What song did you come out to?
Oh, it was. They had an original.
Yeah.
I remember it was.
And so what? The 2 guys, the three triplets would just come out next to you.
They
and
would. There was a big gate, and it would open up, and I would come down the gangplank like, what, like.
Yeah.
Who was gonna mess with this? Like, and I had my glasses on, the whole thing, and then I did my pec pop.
Oh, yeah,
and people
yeah.
were like, what? And they would take, and I would hold my hands out, and the triplets would take off my jacket,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
take off my stuff, and get me ready for the thing. And it was like, what? And people were like, and the contestant, I would look at the contestant like, you motherfucker,
Yeah.
you.
You're like, oh,
And they was like, now, and I would go so far in. it was because we had a game called I remember it was these bats. And I remember
They're like padded, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they were padded
yeah.
bats, and they put us on this thing, and I beat this dude down. And they were like, T-Money, you really had it. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this stick, I'm gonna stick it up their ass, and I'm gonna make all day suckers out of every last one of them sons of bitches. They were like, we can't use that.
What network? What network was it?
It was syndicated. So it was Sony at night. Like it would only come on Saturday nights.
On what
like,
channel?
Just anything like
So
here,
that-
KCal, or
okay.
it would be on a UPN.
I see.
And sometimes
Yeah.
they played a replay, but
Bro,
whatever they could sell
those
it.
shows made so much
They
money.
printed money.
I
'Cause it was
remember that.
syndicated.
They
remember
could
that.
sell it to any network in every market in any continent around the world.
It wasn't designated
Oh, it was
Yeah,
worldwide.
no, yeah, it was
I see,
worldwide.
I see.
Yeah, we didn't see any of that money, but
No, I know. That's what I was about to say.
But then, so
But
I
yeah.
was going all off, and what was so great, and this was another thing, man, that let me know that I was on my way, because it wasn't really acting; it was just grand theater, like
Right.
Yeah, and that's what wrestling was. And,
But you were playing something.
Yes.
And you were committing to it, and you were created a whole character, and that was your first training.
all
And
I-
you stayed in character.
but all I
You know,
wanted
yeah.
to do was, I said, what would I like to see?
Yeah.
What would make me entertained? And I did that. And my wife came to me after one show, and she said, babe, I see it on you. She said, I can't believe this. Like, this is you. You're going to be doing, I saw it. And my wife has always called this. She said, you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. She said, I see it on you.
Amazing.
Well, she's a
said,
prayer warrior, right? So
yeah,
like,
and she
so
said,
that,
"Babe,
yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, like, it's different. Like, you thought you were going to be behind the scenes. She said, but you are made for this. And I went, really? And she was like, babe. And you got to understand, we were in the bottom of, we're at a Coliseum. We're not at a studio
Yeah.
or anything. But it all started to really grow from there.
You know, the power of somebody seeing you how you haven't even seen yourself yet. You know, somebody, sometimes it only takes one person to be like, you're this. And you're like, what? And then you look yourself in the mirror, I'm like, oh, that's who I've been this whole time.
Especially when it's your wife.
Yes, I mean, that's
You know what I mean?
different.
I mean, it was just
Especially
us.
with
That's all we had.
Yeah.
Like there were so many people in and out at the time because you didn't know who to trust. LA is funny, man. LA it's really hard to find a real circle.
To find your tribe is very difficult.
Oh, it was difficult. But what was wild is, as I kept going, I just remember just saying, I'm open. I'm open. I don't know.
Whatever comes next.
Whatever comes. Remember, like, I wasn't trained. So this is the thing. My whole career is free play. I didn't go to school for this.
Right.
So I'm an ex-football player. So there's no judge. There's no acting coach who's like, no, we don't do that. We do. Terry, if you really want to be successful. I was like,
Right.
I'll do it all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Whatever you want me to do. All right. And as an actor, we tend to be pleasers. You know what I mean? So it was like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I'll go big with it. And all of a sudden, one job turned into two, turned into three, turned into this. And then it just turned into because one thing I knew to do was the same thing I did on Battledome. Go all out.
Yeah.
Don't ever mail anything in.
Terry, we're gonna hold you right there because we have to now allocate a second episode to the second half of your life.
It's too good.
It's too good. And so stay tuned for part 2 of Here with our brother Terry Cruz and Those Amigos.